often have heard these kind of news that a Swiggy delivery boy is beaten, women are harassed at their workplaces, people are still demanding for the 7th pay commission. Yes, because of these news, we have chosen this topic, that what are the condition of workers in organized sector and also in unorganized sector. Hello friends, welcome to the Economy Primer series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about organized sector and unorganized sector. As you already know that this topic is important for GS2 as well as GS3. So moving towards the points of discussion part. First of all, we are going to discuss that why this particular topic is into the discussion. Then we'll have an intro of both organized and unorganized sector. Then we'll have a brief differences between these two, and then what are the government initiative regarding these two, then challenges ahead of organized sector and also unorganized sector, then practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to the Drishti IAS channel. Moving towards the discussion part. So here we have taken few cutouts of the newspapers which says that the condition of organized sector and unorganized sector is not going well. So that's why it's very important to discuss these topics, and these topics are very important for prelims examination as well as mains examination. So number of workers in unorganized sector, India's unorganized sector is being engulfed further marginalized. Over 1.5 crore jobs created in 9 organized sectors under Modi government, Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav. Union Budget 2024 empowering unorganized sectors. So what all these cutouts says that the reforms and also so many initiatives needed to strengthen the organized sector and also the unorganized sector, and especially the unorganized sector, because this time budget has also mentioned about the empowerment of the unorganized sector workers. So moving towards the introduction part. So first of all, we'll have an introduction of organized sector. So in simple terms, when you have to know that what is the organized sector, so the sector which is imbibed by the government initiatives and the firm or enterprises which is registered under the Government of India Act. So that's why the sector is called as the organized sector. So in this sector, employment terms are fixed and regular, everybody knows, and work and social security is there. And it can be also defined as a sector which is registered under the government. A number of acts apply to the enterprises. So there are different acts which applies to the organized sector, and schools and hospitals are also covered under this sector. And workers in organized sector enjoy security of employment, and they are expected to work only for fixed number of hours. Coming to the examples, government employees, schools and colleges, registered industrial workers, banks. And when it comes to the numbers, so the number is that in India, unorganized sector workers employs 83% of the workforce, and on the other hand, organized sector employee is just 17%. But when it comes to the GDP contribution, we can see that organized sectors are contributing a lot to the GDP. On the other hand, unorganized sector which are more in numbers, but their GDP contribution is very less. Moving to the unorganized sector. So we have this opposite things related to the organized sector, that here the enterprises or any entity is not registered under government acts, and the government acts usually do not apply to all these enterprises. And it can be anything, your self work, whatever, any people just like tailoring or anyone is doing their self kind of work, that are a part of unorganized sector. Farming, agriculture, these are the mostly the part of unorganized sector. And unorganized worker is home-based worker or self-employed or a wage workers, and who is not covered by any of the acts pertaining to welfare schemes mentioned in Schedule 2 of the Unorganized Workers Social Security Act 2008. And usually these sectors are non-unionist and casual and seasonal nature of unemployment we can see into this area. And also it is marked by the low income, unstable and irregular nature of employment, lack of protection either from legislation, trade unions, and they are more labor intensive and often use indigenous technology. Coming to the example part, then small and marginal farmers, landless agricultural laborers, midwives, tailoring, domestic workers, fishermen. So these are the example of unorganized sector. Moving towards the differences part. So here differences are pretty clear. Employment terms are fixed in organized sector, but here the employment terms are not fixed, and here the acts applies on the organized sector. Here the acts do not applies in unorganized sector. If people are working more in organized sector, suppose that if there is any employee of a company or government employee, if the person is working more, then the person will be paid more also. Overtime paid is there, but in the case of unorganized sector, these kind of things are not usually happen. Though government has implemented strict measures, but usually we don't see that. And also security is here the priority, but here there is no such security, and here benefits are given to the employees, just like medical benefits, maternity benefits, and so many other benefits, but here no benefits have been provided. So these are the basic differences between two. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about government initiatives. So this data we have taken from the government website, and the first is Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So in the pandemic we have seen that PM Modi has announced Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana, and since its inception till 23 September 2023, the benefits have been provided to over 60 lakh of the workers, which is very good data. Then coming to the government is also implementing the Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, which is PM Swanidhi. So it is basically dedicated to the street vendors, which are can be seen in any parts of the country. And what are the benefits? We can see that since its inception in Odisha, we can see that 84,000, almost more than 84,000 loans have been sanctioned to the people, and in Tamil Nadu 4.87 lakh loans have been sanctioned. So this is very good initiative. And then coming to the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. So what happened into this scheme, that government is providing facility for self-employment under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, and it is providing collateral free loans up to 10 lakhs, and it is extended to the MSME sector. So these are the initiatives we have for the self-employment and also for the empowerment of MSME sector. Moving to the other initiatives. So other initiatives are PM Gati Shakti, and PM Gati Shakti is governed by 7 engines: roads, railways, airports, ports, mass transport, waterways, logistic infrastructure. And these are the 7 engines where organized workers and unorganized workers also work. So government has launched the PM Gati Shakti for the empowerment of the sector and also for the workers. And also we have this various schemes like PM EGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana, then Yojana National Urban Livelihood Mission. So what all these initiatives says that, you know, government is not just looking for the employment generation in rural areas, it is also looking for the employment generation in urban areas, and it has launched several initiatives which suits to the particular area, and it has designed accordingly. Moving to the next one. So next slide is about the Rural Self-Employment and Training Institute. So this government has focused a lot to the training institute. We can see that various Kaushal Yojanas have been launched, and then Ministry of Skill Development is very much active into this area. We have this National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, also Craftsman Training Scheme, and also Make in India, Startup India, Stand Up India, Digital India, Housing for All. So these are the initiative which has been taken by the government of India. But the question is that we have a very good initiatives in our country, and we have also seen the data that how much people are provided benefits. But we have to ask the question that if 60 lakh people are provided the benefits, that is enough for the country, because we are the country of the large population. So we also need to meet the requirements of the people, that how many people are benefited and what these schemes are actually working for the people. Moving towards the next slide. Next slide is about the challenges. So the first we will discuss about the organized sector. Organized sectors have where the government acts applied, but that does not mean that acts applied, that sector does not have any challenges. They do have challenges. The first is increase in joblessness and unemployment. We have seen that after pandemic and even before pandemic also, we can see that India has witnessed the 45 years of unemployment, and not just India, overall the world has suffered because of the pandemic. So joblessness and unemployment is a major criteria here, and then nationalism of job. So we have also come with this feature of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So similarly, so many countries have come with this nationalism of jobs, that they are prioritizing their own people, that their own people get job first, then they are prioritizing the other people. In this case, what we have seen that India is a country where so many people are working outside of the country. So in this case, they are not getting a job, even they are more skilled than those people. Then third is the benefits welfare scheme looks better in government sector, but they are not much applied to the private sector. Few private sector are also registered under the government acts, but so many benefits are not applied to these employees and they are not implemented to the private sector. And also working culture is a big question. We can see that women harassment, caste discrimination are happening in both organized sector and also unorganized sectors. So these kind of working culture are disturbing the whole environment, and also low skilled job are also major problem. Then non-implementation of the commission. So currently we have this 7th pay commission, but many areas which have not implemented the 7th pay commission. So many workers, so many employees are demanding that there should be the implementation of 7th pay commission. So these are the challenges we have under organized sector. Moving towards the unorganized sector. So unorganized sector is that exploitation at all the levels. So unorganized sector is a sector where most of the marginalized section of the society works. When it comes to the data, we can see that SC, ST and OBC people mostly works in unorganized sector. So they are more vulnerable to different kind of discrimination. So exploitation is very much important and criteria of this unorganized sector. And then no records of some of the workers. Most of the things that small enterprises, small things do not give records of the workers, that how many workers they have employment, what kind of salary they are providing. So this is the data is another issue. And then job security does not exist in all the places, because what we have seen in organized sector, that job security is there, but here job security is totally absent because no acts applied onto this. And then migration of workers, because most of they are migrant workers, farming community, fishermen. What we have seen that most of the time they have to migrate from one place to another place, and because of that joblessness has become a major criteria. And also payment is shown something else, but they are given something else. Suppose that if a worker deserves to be paid by 330 rupees in a day and for 9 hours work, but the worker is getting just 300 for 12 hours of work. So this is another problem of this unorganized sector, and working condition a big question. Many times we have seen that in companies, also in the government job offices, we have seen there is a good beautiful canteen, gardens are there, gyms are there, so many facilities are there. But when it comes to the unorganized sector, we don't have any place to eat, we don't have any place to rest. So these are the major problems of unorganized sector, and because of that the health of the workers are suffered. Moving to the question part. So the question is, which of the following is the largest employer in the primary sector? I think this is a very easy question. Your options are fishing, forestry and logging, agriculture, mining. I hope you like this session. If you have any query related to this session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.